Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning, good morning. Comedian Leon the Jokester here. Nothing like some fresh H2O. Get the morning started. You should always drink a bottle of water every morning. It just kind of flushes everything out. It's very important, man. Humans need water. So you just get you some water and start the day off like that, okay? All right, man. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody's good? All right. Okay. So we're gonna get right into it, man. This is a very important video. I want to be very clear on some things. Um, and when I say what I say, I mean what I mean. And I mean what I say. And so why I do these videos is to help the next generation. I don't do it because I'm trying to hate on companies or people or individuals at all. I do it because I've been through it. I experienced some things in the last 6 years of doing stand-up comedy, and I just want everybody else to be aware of the things that go on and how things operate. So in this particular video, we're not going to talk about everything. Let's start with something positive, and then I'll get into the whole signing to management agencies. Okay. So the positive thing is branding and marketing. Very, very important. Very, very vital. Very, very important. If you are a young comic, even if you're a seasoned comic, marketing is very important to have a campaign. Marketing is like building a house. Marketing is like building a house. Branding is like building a house. You have to have a solid foundation. You have to have a solid foundation. And just like an architect that's building, that person knows that, hey, I need to put this in place here, that in place there, and that in place there. So then over the years, we have a firm foundation. If you right now go and look at my website, leonthejokester.com, it's very clear who my audience is. And a lot of people in comedy don't even know who their audience is. And so once you understand who your audience is, that's who you're going to pour all your money, your resources, your networking into, because that's who you're going to be the voice for. Don't ever let someone lie to you and make you think that, oh, you're a comedian, just perform anytime someone calls you. No. My tour is almost up, my comedy tour. I did almost about 10 shows. It was a cool little tour. We got 2 more shows. We got May 6th in Oklahoma City, and then we have a Tulsa, Oklahoma show May 14th. And then after that, the comedy tour will come to an end. We'll work on some new material over the summer, and then we will go into performing at colleges this fall, and then a few churches as well around December. I think I have a show December 6th or December 9th. They already emailed me and locked it in. So really excited, man. Really excited. Schools are calling left and right. So we're really, really busy. We're really, really making sure that the marketing fits the format. If you don't have good marketing that fits you as a comedian, it's not going to work out, because people aren't going to know who you are, and you have to stop being afraid to invest and pour the money into your company. All right, because as a comedian, you are a company, you are a brand, you're a business. All right. Okay, so let's get down to the real question. Should a comedian sign to a management agency? Well, it just all depends on what the comedian's goals are. What are you trying to do? You trying to be famous? You trying to get to Hollywood? You trying to have like a whole bunch of shows? Because I know comedians personally that are signed to management agencies, right? Booking agencies. And I went to their website recently and they had 7 shows. Now, the assumption, the illusion is that if I sign to a management agency or a booking agency, then I will have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 shows. And that will look so good on a flyer. Yes, it would. It would. It would look very, very good on a flyer. You may be burnt out, but it's going to look really, really good. The issue I have with comics signing to an agency or a management agency or a booking agency is simply this. When you do that, you do realize you're not going to get all your money for performing. See, it's just like when you sign, it's like working for a corporate company now. That's like your $40,000 a year job as a comedian. This is what's gonna happen. Let's say right now, company in Tennessee signs me, right? I have one in mind. I know one that I actually wanted to sign with last year, but then I feel like something happened where it was like, nah, you better wait, Leon, because they're gonna see that you're very marketable and they could capitalize on your talents because the management agency is in the office. They're supposed to be making cold calls. They're supposed to be calling to try to get you conference shows, opening act shows. They supposed to be going to the next level for you. Well, it's still cutthroat because even if the company in Tennessee, the management agency in Tennessee gets you 7 shows, guess what? There's management agencies in California. They're making cold calls to try to get you to get their comic shows. Then there's agencies in New York, in Florida, St. Louis, Detroit, everybody, Chicago. So if you got hundreds and thousands of management agencies and you sign, you can't expect to get all of this money. Now, I'll tell you this, representation is huge in America. It's huge. Because there's been times where I email people as if I was my wife. And they told me no when I emailed them, but when I said blah, 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 Sarah, and then they were like, oh, okay, we'll send the money over now. We want to book them. So representation is huge, even in the especially in the entertainment agency. Steve Harvey told a story where he had to play like he was his manager. Eddie Griffin had to play like he was his manager. Everybody, all the greats had to play. Why? Because we want to get to that next level. So I asked the question again: should you sign as a comic to a management agency? I say yes and no. I say yes if you really want the exposure, because they will put you on bigger platforms. But check this out. Exposure doesn't pay your bills. And how would you feel if a company, a conference called you personally because you reached out to them or they reached out to you and they said the most we could pay you is $5,000? Well, if you did that on your own, guess how much money you get at the end of the show? $5,000. You pay Uncle Sam and you pocket the rest. But guess what? If you're signed to that management agency, they're going to tell you get $1,500, right? And then the other $3,500 is going to go into the management agency. And you're like, why do you keep $3,500? You didn't write the jokes. You didn't practice the jokes. You didn't rehearse the jokes. You didn't perform the jokes. And they're going to simply tell you, this is how we keep our doors open. This is how we pay our bills. This is how we keep the management company going so you can be able to have this show at the conference. So it's psychological. They're playing you. And I've seen a lot of comedians get played like that because what the comedian is thinking is that, oh, man, I'm signed. Oh, man, I get to sleep well at night. I'm signed to a management agency. And the reality check is, no, you're a slave. You're now a slave because now they're going to tell you, hey, we just booked 3 shows and I don't care if you're tired, sick, I don't feel like performing. You got to go do those 3 shows. We'll put you on a red eye. You'll catch a little flight. You don't go over there. You don't do that show. And they're going to pay $10,000 for that event. And we don't give you $2,000. Let's be fair. We'll give you $3,000, but we don't pocket $7,000. That's not fair. But that's how management agencies operate. That's how they operate. They don't sign everybody. They're very selective. Like they want to reach out to people that they know that they can make more money off of. Have you ever noticed that most people that are signed to those agencies are either household names or they definitely got a huge following on social media? Because the management agency sees dollar signs. They don't even see you. They'll act like they'll finesse you and be super nice. And, oh, we got so-and-so signed to our agency. They're going to work you like a slave. They are. And the sad part is you won't realize it until the lights are off, the microphone's turned off, and the fans aren't screaming and asking for autographs or pictures anymore. Then you will look back and say, man, reflecting on your life, what did I do at the time? I did all these shows and I made about $40,000 in my entire career. But that management agency, they made $200,000 off of you. Okay, so let's bring this to a close. What is the solution to this problem? The solution is that You got to stay independent. You hear rappers say it. You hear actors say, you hear all these people say it. I'm going to build my own lane. I'm going to build my own label. I'm going to stay independent. It's true. If you stay independent, guess what? You get to keep all the money for your hard work. I got shows that are coming up, and there's commas in my checks. And you want to know why? The commas in my checks, because we know how to negotiate and we know how to do professional business. But check this out. I don't got to share with anybody except for Uncle Sam when I go pay my taxes. But other than that, I don't have to share with no management agency, no booking agency, no co-signer, no opening act, no feature act, no one. And that's the beautiful thing about comedy. If you're willing to be patient and work hard, some people aren't going to make it as comics. Other people are. It just depends. But regardless, at the end of the day, you got to put that hard work in. If you put that hard work in, it'll work out for you. You just got to be patient. So again, this wasn't a video to go against management agencies or booking agencies, but you got to turn into your own management agency. I have two: Walk by Faith, Not by Sight Entertainment and Pearly Group Management. I manage myself, bro. You know, a lot of comics get lazy. They don't even want to like call people, but they say, "Oh, I'm funny on stage, but I don't have personality off stage." Makes no sense. But think about if you can make your own cold calls. If you can make your own calls, and you call 100 people and you charge them $1,000, how much money did you make? If you booked 100 shows yourself and you charged a measly $1,000, because the lowest you should be charging as a seasoned comedian is $1,500. If anyone's trying to get you to perform for 500, 700, 1,000, they throwing pennies at you, bro. They throwing crumbs at you, breadcrumbs at you, bro. They think you don't know the game, and that's why you have to do what I do. I say I can't do the show. Bye. And that's when everyone gets in their feelings and their egos rise up and say, "Oh, how dare them? We'll pay what they ask because we got the money." I know you got the money. I know you got the money. People can't lie to me. How you got a nonprofit but you don't got the money? Multi-million dollars, 6 figures. But I don't got 700. Yes, you do. You just being selfish, and that's why we got to move on. Every opportunity isn't a yes. Some opportunities are a no, and you got to learn to say no. So the solution to the problem: stay independent, do your own thing, make your own calls, make sure that you write it in the books. 100 shows, $1,000, that's $100K. Now you make the same amount as a doctor while telling jokes. Have a good day.